Hey, this is Carl, and today we're going to unbox something special. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm saying that this statue is special because it was sculpted by a Filipino, it was commissioned by a Filipino, and it was produced here in the Philippines. And it's going to be unboxed and reviewed by a Filipino. And kidding aside, Happy New Year to all. I know I haven't been active that much in these few weeks or days. It's because of the holidays, and my brother-in-law decided to surprise us with a visit. So he came from Australia and he was here for like almost 3 weeks, and he went back last Wednesday. So now I have more time again for myself and I can do unboxings again. And since all the other YouTubers already put up their top 10 statues of the year, I'll do mine on the Chinese New Year because I have Chinese blood, and just to make things a little bit different. And I hope you stay tuned for that, and hopefully I can finally do a statue tour for 2022. And with all that said, let's start the unboxing. It's heavily taped. There you go. Okay, so we have a white foam. Yeah, but it's a bit similar with the black foam. It's not the hard styrofoam type. First, let's look for the base. Okay, so it's not here. So the base is here on the second layer, and let's pull this out first. It's a bit hard to get the base out. Okay, finally. Okay, we are unboxing this Flashpoint Batman. This is the AP piece, and there's going to be 40 pieces for the edition size. So the base is quite simple. It's the tomb of Bruce Wayne actually, with some gargoyles on the left and right, and there are some roots that are crawling or coming out from the ground into the tomb. And let's go back to the second. Oh wait. The body is actually here, so might as well get this one second. The packaging is quite tight. Okay, there you go. And we have Batman's body. Didn't realize this one has textures. Seems to have arrived in one piece, which is great. Okay, let's put this guy in. Okay, there you go. There's actually just one more item here on the box, on the first layer. So I mean second layer, might as well get it. And oh, okay, we have one of the portraits, or maybe the only portrait. I don't know. Oh, we're missing the cape. So let's go back to the first layer. Okay, let's get the other stuff first. We have one of the switch out. This one is a right hand switch out with a pistol. We have a utility bag. Oh no, it's a pouch where you can put the pistol. On the waist, I presume it's on the legs. And we have a left hand with another pistol. So this Batman apparently used guns. And okay, we have another switch out with a pistol on inside the pouch. Another pouch. Okay. Another pistol inside the pouch. We have a close fist left hand. We have a right hand wielding a sword. Let's try and use this one. Okay. And last on the box is the cape. So we're going to put an empty pouch on his left leg. And since we're using the sword, let's use the one with the pouch. Okay, there you go. We have assembled the Flashpoint Batman. Okay, so obviously this is my first DC statue. And since this is the first DC statue, I'm going to display him at my back, since it's, I think, memorable. So yeah, let's do a quick first impression, then we'll end the video. So the statue came with two sets of hand switch outs, and it also came with two sets of pouches for the legs. So for the base, it's very simple. It's just Bruce Wayne's tomb, like I said. Not a lot of weathering there. Maybe some moss would have elevated the base a bit to give it more life. And it's just a simple stone type of base. Nothing really worth mentioning. Going up to Batman, the boot seems to have some leather type textures like we're accustomed to, but it's more on the simple side. It's not heavily textured, or there are some wrinkles here and there on the boots. Going up to his costume, all the gray parts does have some textures to it. Some shading to highlight some muscles. On the gray parts on the statue, there seems to have some molding issues, but not that much since it is textured, so I guess it's expected a bit. I mean, the texture is very, very fine, so there's gonna be some probably problems here and there. Nothing really obvious unless you look for it. So on the straps or the belt and the pouches, some of the details such as the stitchings on the straps are erased. I'm not sure if that's a 3D printing problem or a molding issue, but it's definitely gone. I think it would have been better if they just smoothed everything out so it's not that obvious. And the pouches does have some leather type textures to it. Also these pouches for the gun, not just the pouches on the belt, his utility belt. And going to his hands, the pistol seems to look okay, not really the best, and it doesn't have that metallic feel to signify that it's really metal, steel, like a real gun. But the paint is definitely acceptable. It doesn't look plastic at all. It's just that it lacks that small punch, you know. And as for the sword, it does have some weathering here and there, but I think the weathering is by paint and not sculpted. The sword looks kind of too fresh for me. I mean, it's not my thing like the one from my King Thor. It looks too clean, but that King Thor one looks kind of plasticky, and this one is a bit better than that. But I don't think I want to use this switch out when displaying him. I think I'm going to want to just to use the hands. The magnet seems to be weak, and it's kind of showing the seams. Let's try this again. Okay, so the magnet on this one seems to be better than this one, so might as well just use the sword. Yeah, and going up to the cape, it does have some wrinkles and some leather type textures. It's not that noticeable because it's black, it's painted matte black, and seems to flow okay. And as for the portrait, the eyes are painted red, which I like since less mistakes there. The skin tone is a bit on the pink side. Yeah, it's a little bit similar to the Namor one since it's also a bit on the pink side. And I don't have magenta lights turned on. The portrait looks okay and definitely fits the statue. So there will be a visible seam here on the neck to the cape. It's really not obvious since it's a little bit hidden by the what do you call this, the curves of the cape on the shoulder area to the neck. But if you're going to look for it, and yeah, it's definitely there. There's no hiding it. I don't think there's going to be a quick fix for that since the cape needs to be a separate piece, obviously, from the body, and obviously the head needs to be another separate thing. Maybe if you have a pro painter, you can fix the same, but I don't think that's needed. So one of the problems that I don't like about the statue is the magnet seems to be on the weak side. I don't think that it's going to fall, but if you hit it accidentally, it might actually fall. And as for the molding issues, it's really not that visible, so I don't really care that much since it's on the textures, and everything doesn't seem to look like they're glued together, you know what I mean? And yeah, so that's the end of the unboxing and first impression for this Flashpoint Batman. This is actually available for pre-order, so send me a message if you are interested. So yeah, like and subscribe. This is Carl. See you in the next one.